You are now listening to or watching the It Takes All Kinds podcast.
Yeah, and if you aren't, you can head over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and listen to us now. Or head on over to Drib on YouTube and watch the video version as well.
And if you'd like to stay up to date on when we're releasing a new episode or any other fun information about the podcast, you can give us a follow on Instagram at It Takes All Kinds Podcast and on Twitter at ITAK Podcast. That's ITAK Podcast.
Without saying much else, we hope you enjoy this episode.
Ooh. Who is it? Did it ring? It ring and it dinged? Who is it? Hello? Oh, it's a fly.
Hello.
Good morning.
And good night.
And that's the show. We'll see you guys later.
Good evening here from the It Takes All Kinds podcast. I'm your host, Gavin McRaven.
And I'm the other one, Carson Rolfe, who never gets any feedback.
Yep.
That's a lie.
Welcome
I lied.
to our podcast where we talk about things.
What do we talk about?
How girly my hands are.
You do have girly hands. I have man hands, even though I don't do men's work. I specifically don't do manly work.
Mm-hmm.
Gavin, how you doing? How you doing
Okay.
today?
I'm
Just okay.
totally. Well, actually, I'm doing much better than okay.
Well, don't fucking lie to me.
Well, I didn't
Gavin's
lie.
drunk out of his mind, and he drove all the way here. Actually, that's funny. This is the first episode we've done in person where you've driven to my house.
Oh, look at that!
So I don't have to drive.
I'm moving up in the world.
Sorry ass.
I'm really
back.
moving up in the world. I'm moving up a whole caste system.
You're moving up a whole tax bracket here soon. You know what I mean? Because you got not one, but 2 jobs.
Yeah,
I don't know if you want to talk about it just yet because
No,
I
I'm
did
not
just
going to.
interrupt how you're doing.
No, I'm not going to.
And he's not going to.
I'm not going to say anything about it until I actually have the jobs and I actually start them.
And that's on me.
So yeah.
Wait, really?
Well, I mean, I legitimately haven't started.
Do I need to
anything.
cut that out that I just said that you got 2 jobs?
no.
Okay.
I mean,
But you just don't want to expand on it.
No, I literally
You
have
do
nothing
have the jobs.
I do
though.
have them. I haven't worked at them.
But you. If
I don't
you
know
wa-
anything that goes on right now. I don't
Okay.
know anything about how it works or what's going on. I can't tell you anything about the job other than I have it.
Are you afraid that you might not be able to say
No.
that you have this
No,
job?
I don't
Okay.
want to say something wrong.
Everybody's excited
Yeah,
to hear that.
yeah. But anyway,
So
yeah,
you
I'm
never
doing
heard me
great.
say that.
I'm doing great. My last final was today. My first and my last and my only final was today.
You're so lucky, dude. I
Yeah.
wish I didn't have any fun. Oh, wait.
Yeah, it's pretty. It was really nice. The shout out to my professor for making it open note.
Thank you, Professor Brownscreen.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, it was really good. I think I did really good on it
When do you find out what you got?
by Friday, I think. So
Hey, wait a minute. That's when this podcast comes out, and that is Friday, May 7th.
it sure
You're
is.
hearing this on Monday, May 3rd.
Yep.
I don't know if you mentioned that.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I have been too. Sorry.
That's the first time I've ever actually said something, and then you didn't mention it. Usually I say it, and I'm like, I don't know if he said that
No,
or
I
not.
had not said it.
Well, I did.
Yep.
I'm
you
doing the
you will
intro
be
now.
hearing this on May 7th and
May the 7th be with you.
Revenge of the 7th.
Revenge of the 6th.
Mm-hmm. Cinco de Mayo is tomorrow.
Yeah. What are we gonna do about that? It's not even tomorrow. What did you say? You hurt my brain there for a minute.
That's why I said it because
Tomorrow is May the 1st be with you.
Uh-huh.
Then it's
it's Star Wars Day tomorrow.
yeah. Happy Star Wars.
Oh, I gotta bring out my Star Wars shirts
Is
that I
there
don't
a
own.
Star Wars show coming out here, Sarn?
Yarsh.
What is it? The
Star Wars, the Clone Wars, the Bad Batch.
The Bad Boys.
The Bad Batch.
What is that? Is that an animated boy?
Yeah, it's a spin-off
Huh.
of Star Wars, the Clone Wars. I guess there was this Bad Batch of clones.
When's that one that other Star Wars show you were talking to
The
me about
Mandalorian?
recently? No, the other one. There's another one, isn't there?
Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
I don't know when that comes out.
They haven't started shooting it yet, have they? Probably not.
No, they probably started shooting it. But
Well, what do you know?
if I had to guess, I think it comes out next year.
Well, we'll see. You want to bet on it? How much money do you want to bet that it comes out later this year? Because I don't want to bet on that.
Zero
because
monies.
I don't think so.
Yeah, zero monies.
Zero monies. Gavin, do you want to know how I'm doing?
Yeah, I do. How are you doing, Carson?
That's how I'm doing. No, I'm doing all right. I'm doing, I think I'm doing good. We kind of had not to get into it at all, but we kind of had like a serious talk before this, but I'm feeling better after having the serious talk.
Yeah, me and Carson, Carson's been holding out on me for a really long time. This podcast hasn't even reached its peak yet.
Let's just say I haven't been putting out for Gavin recently.
Yeah, he really hasn't. He hasn't shown me his room in a couple days.
And I'm gonna say it again, Gavin. I am sorry for that. Okay. I keep trying to tell you it's just that time of the month.
Yeah,
but he doesn't believe me.
I don't.
And here we are again, having another argument
on air
with Ryan Seacrest, with Ryan Watercrest. No, I'm doing good. I don't know what happened, but on last episode I talked about how I went to Kansas City, and I have a story to tell that I have been holding out on telling Gavin.
He's been dying to tell me.
I've been dying.
He actually texted me about it the night of, and he's like, I'm not telling you about it until...
I did. Because I was late because if you guys don't know, here's a little tidbit. We say that we post this podcast, or we don't really say that we don't really say when we post this podcast. We just post about it on social media and say, hey, it's up. But it's out every Friday. But if you guys didn't know, we post it every Thursday night. And so I was coming back from Kansas City Thursday night, humble brag, and I was late. I told Gavin, I was like, yeah, I'll be home, and I'll probably post it around midnight 30 or 1 o'clock. Yeah,
so basically what I do is nothing.
I actually do want to talk about that because I want to, I think it's time, not to, say that I'm done doing all the work.
I'm tired of your shit!
But I do want to talk about actually having you, do, social media
Finally?
stuff.
Golly.
I mean, if you wanted to, you could have asked.
He's just such a power-hungry bastard.
It's my time of the month. What can I say?
No, it's okay.
I don't have enough going on. But yeah,
continue.
We move on, and we digress.
Fuck it, we ball.
So I was coming back, and I told him it would probably be up at 1 a.m. after I get back and I unpack. And I think it was probably, I don't know, had to be 2 a.m. when I put it up. And then I was I think I said sorry, I'm late. I'll explain on the podcast or something like that, which I'll get to in a minute. But what I was saying is that I mentioned in the last episode I was going to Kansas City. We recorded last episode on a Sunday, and I was leaving that Tuesday. And then I was gone from Tuesday to Thursday. And for whatever reason, I've been super stressed out the past I'd say month or so. And even though I was still working while I was in Kansas City on stuff, I don't know what it did to me, but it just I feel way less stressed out now. Even though now it's okay, I'm moving out in a week and a half, and okay, this is going on and that's going on. I just feel I'm okay, I'm good. I don't need to freak out about this. I don't need to get this together right now. I can wait a minute. And so I am feeling rejuvenated. And that leads me to this. So first of all, I had a wonderful trip to Kansas City. I pretty much just like I said, I was still working, so I was going to thrift stores and stuff like that while I was out there, but that was all I did. I didn't have my laptop on me or anything, so I didn't do anything else besides just hit thrift stores.
You did a social media cleanse.
I did. I just like to take some time where I just go off the grid, and it's just so nice to just go off the grid for just a couple days in the mountains. Go on a juice cleanse, and I go on a juice cleanse, and yeah, but that's not what I did. I didn't go off the fucking grid. Nobody actually wants to do that. Oh my god, how did your hand move that fast, Kevin? You been practicing? You been jamming that A button, huh, while playing Smash Bros?
Playing MLB The Show.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I got to hit some thrift stores, some antique stores along the way. Stay with my brother.
Did
Shout
you find
out.
any cool antiquities?
I got a chair, and I found some posters I should show you. One of the
okay.
posters actually, spoiler alert, has to do with what you're listening to this week. Fun fact.
Whoa.
Oh. And yeah, I found a chair, 2 posters, and then I found a shirt that I just remembered that I had. Forgot about that. But then I found a bunch of stuff at some thrift stores. Found an old World War II Navy flight jacket.
Bomber jacket?
Yeah, bomber jacket. Yeah, it was just a good time. It just like felt good to get out and like even though I was still, like I said, I was still working. It was just good and it wasn't like stressful. It wasn't St. Louis. It's a change of pace. And it was
St. Louis is really busy.
You know what they say.
The city that never sleeps, St. Louis.
The city that's always asleep. That's Kansas City.
Really?
Nope.
Oh.
Just made that up.
You could have just went with it.
Have you been to Kansas City before?
No.
You should go. It's like they took everything that you hate about St. Louis, which is like it's like a less busy version of St. Louis. So it's like you still get the city aspect of it, but it's not like it's not like as crazy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. We should maybe we should take a little trip up there, just me and you. Me, you, and a bottle of Chardonnay. Merci. But, Gavin, I left on Thursday I left from a restaurant at about, I guess it was like 4 o'clock to go home.
What?
Wait, what?
Yeah, no, nothing.
No, what?
I didn't think it takes that long to get to Kansas City.
No, it takes like 4 hours.
Oh, okay.
It takes like 4 hours. But I left at 4 o'clock. But I went to 2 thrift stores in Blue Springs, which is 30 minutes outside Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
So I spent probably about an hour there. Then I went to an antique mall that was about 15 minutes from those thrift stores, and I stayed there for probably about an hour and a half. And then I went and got dinner, and so I was like still like 30 minutes outside of Kansas City for hours until probably about like 9 o'clock when I actually left to go home. And my church...
no! Pull the key out the ignition game.
Yeah, I did play that a couple times. Just a few. That's actually what happened.
Oh, okay.
Actually, not really, but kinda.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Just keep going.
Why?
I want to hear
where
more.
we gotta go.
Just keep going.
Where do you want to go?
Don't stop.
So, I was on my way back, and I filled up before I left, or maybe I don't know. I filled up at some point, so it was probably about after a couple hours into driving straight home after grabbing dinner that night.
Yeah, 'cause you just hop on a 70 and you're just there.
Well, you take a left on Bradbury Street, and then you hop on 44, and then you get on 70, and it's just a straight shot, baby girls. And so that's what I did, and I got to O'Fallon, which is about 20 minutes from where I live.
From Heel.
Not to geolocate myself, but that's about 20 minutes from St. Charles.
No, not that.
I know what you're saying, but then I turned it into Miami Sound Machine. So
I was referencing Star Wars Battlefront, like the original one. Sorry.
God, here we go. Man.
It was, it's like.
Yeah, Gavin, I get it. I get it. You're a fucking nerd. I get it. Hey, Gavin, guess what?
Hello there.
Star Wars, the Clone Wars.
Star Wars Day.
Got to O'Fallon, and I probably had about, like the way what is the
the gas thing?
The gasometer.
The gasometer.
The gasometer. The way this one's set up, it's like usually there's like fourths. It goes in fourths where it has dashes, but then this one has eighths. And so I was on about an eighth of a tank. So I had plenty left, like probably, I don't even know.
Sure you were.
Probably like 4 or 5 gallons. Probably more than that. I don't fucking know. I don't know a goddamn thing about cars.
You know, a couple gallons is a couple feet.
You know, a couple gallons goes a long way is what they say.
Put
the mask on! So, Oh, I thought I heard a siren, but it's
Sorry,
just your
it's just-
fucking laptop. We got to talk about my laptop here in a minute. And ladies and gentlemen, we will be taking off from Terminal 4 at LAX Airport. Please, everyone, fasten your seatbelts and enjoy the ride. I was going to do more than that, but that's fine.
No, I'm okay.
You don't want to hold that any longer?
No.
So I get to O'Fallon, and I'm like, okay, let me fill up gas because it's about 11:30 at night. My dad's most likely going to have to take the car tomorrow to work. And it was his car, by the way. It was his car, not my
Okay,
car.
I was thinking.
I forgot
I was
to
thinking.
mention
There's
that.
no way your van made it all the way to Kansas City,
No,
right?
they don't. My parents don't want me. I mean, it's not like they don't let me because I'm an adult and I can do what I want. I was
Yeah,
make
yeah,
that,
yeah.
I
My
was gonna
parents
make
do.
that very
My
clear.
parents do the same thing too.
My
Don't worry,
parents,
yeah.
my parents just said that they don't want me to, but I could tell them no. I just don't. I just know that's the best.
I just want to listen to them.
They just have the best-
They know what's best for me, and
they
they
have
have the
my
best
best
interest
interest.
in mind.
So, yeah. So I don't take
It's steamy in here.
I don't take my car when I go to Kansas City. I usually take my dad or my mom's car, and so I took my dad's car. And yeah, so I get to O'Fallon and I pull off. I get off at exit. Do you know where Highway K is?
Mm-hmm.
So I get off at Highway K
Oh, you
on
pulled off.
70 East.
Uh-huh.
And the way this exit is it slopes down like normal exits do. They slope down. But then this one, if you want to turn right on the Highway K, it's like straight up to a hill. Like you get off the exit and you're going right up a hill. And so... I'm sorry, is there a problem?
Nope, go ahead.
Okay, cool. So I get off at the exit, and I'm going down, and it's a yield right turn. So I slow down to yield. There's somebody behind me, and nobody's coming. So what do? I lift my foot off the brake and hit the gas. But Gavin, when I hit the gas, I start rolling back, and the gas ain't going. So I immediately hit the brakes, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? And so I do it one more time just to see if I'm just being stupid or something. Hit the gas. And no sound is happening. I'm not moving besides going backwards, besides rolling back. Now, meanwhile, I think that my car is still on because I had a podcast playing. My lights and everything else is on. So then I turn the podcast off. I'm not hearing anything. And then I try and start it up, and it was like, it would turn on and then it would go boom. And then I would start rolling back again. And so this person's behind me. And so like I immediately just threw on my emergency lights, threw it in park, and just like continuously tried to start it back up again.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't turning back on. It would not go on. It would not fire at all. Now, meanwhile, I had plenty of gas. Like I could have made it all the way home and been fine. But I was like, I want to fill this up here just to make sure. And because I want a full tank for my dad.
Fill her up, please.
I'll take 3 gallons on pump 5.
Yeah, then you hear the ding ding, and then then they have like the gas guy run out and fill up your gas tank.
How much will it be? How much will you take? We want diesel or premium? No, just
unleaded or unleaded?
Just unleaded. Okay, coming right up. Ding ding, ding ding. And when I don't know why that's so funny to me. So I'm like, well, fuck. It's 11:30 at night on a Thursday. So
me off.
it was pissing me off.
Now I'm really pissed off.
I was pretty pissed. And so I am like, well, fuck, I have to call my parents. Like I there's nothing else I can do. So I immediately call my mom. First time she doesn't pick up. Second time she does. I tell her, I had plenty of gas, but I got off the exit to get gas, and now the car won't start up again. The battery's working. Yeah. I had to roll it. With my Flintstones car. And it sucked because it's not like I can roll anywhere because I'm at an exit at an uphill, and the gas station's uphill. So it's not like I can just like coast my way to a gas station. I'm literally just like stuck at this exit with nowhere to go. If I back up I'm going to roll back up the exit ramp. And so she's like, okay, I'm going to send your dad with some gas to meet you there. And I'm like, okay. Because I'm assuming I guess I ran out of gas and the gasometer was wrong. And so I'm like, okay, send him here. And so he's on his way at that point, and I'm still just like sitting there being like, okay, what should I do? Because there's a gas station like literally like feet from where I am. Like I could easily walk there, but I do have to cross Highway K. But I was like, I can't just leave my car here because I'm literally at an exit. I'm just stuck here. Now, luckily, literally as soon as I get off the phone with my mom, a cop pulls up behind me.
Hey, you want to race?
Hey, Buster, you wanna race me?
What do you got? What do you got? A V4?
You think you're better than me,
You
bucko?
got a V8 in there?
Oh no, looks like you can't race me today, fucker. So he pulls up behind me with his lights on, doesn't have a siren on. And he walks up to my passenger side window. Now, meanwhile, I'm nervous because, of course, I'm going to be nervous around a fucking cop. Like, I'm not an idiot. And second of all, I'm like stuck here, and I look bad because I'm just like stuck at an exit ramp. And so he walks up and and he's like,
You hear spurs jangling?
and he pulls off his sunglasses. He goes, ding, and he says, "What are you doing here?" No, he walks up and he has his light, his big old light, his big old one of these lights.
Yeah.
You know, the big old lights.
Have you been drinking tonight?
No, seriously, because he walks up and he's like, I don't know what he said. He's like, "Did your car die or something like that?" And I'm like, and I just go, "I don't know what happened. I needed to get off the exit to get gas, and but I have plenty of gas. So I don't know what's going on. It's just I don't know what to do now, and I'm just stuck here, and I have my parents coming up." And meanwhile, he's like, "Do you have any?"
Listen.
Hey, buddy. Wait, play it again. Hold on, keep playing it. Fuck, where is it?
Are you high?
Sonny, you better tell me right now. You been smoking some patchouli? You been smoking on some of them poppy flowers? Now, I don't usually see none of your kind around here. What was that? Is that a Subway ad? It sounded like Jared Fogle. All right. Now tell me right now. You better tell me right now what you're doing with your car right in the middle of the exit ramp. I'm so pissed I could spit right now. I'm going to tell you what. My spurs are getting louder for some reason. All of a sudden, my spurs are really loud. Excuse me. 22-minute long story. Here we go. Gavin's out. I think we lost Gavin. I'm going to get through it, I promise. There's just too many bits that keep coming up that are pretty funny that I feel like we should take advantage of for the betterment of the podcast. Just kidding. I'm not going to fucking play the music again. God damn it. Let me finish my story in peace. So he was like, he said something along the lines of like, do you have, because I, the other thing is I have like a bunch of trash on the floor from like wrappers of food and like a Subway bag and shit just on the floor, a roll of paper towels next to me, and there's like a bunch of other shit on my seat. And so he's like looking around at everything in there, and he's like, he goes, "Do you have anything on you?" Or he said something like that, and then like he immediately jumped to like, he's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, so they're on their way, and he's like, "Do you have money to go walk up to that gas station and get gas? Do you have a gas can?" And I said, "I don't have a gas can, but I have money to go get gas." And I was like, "I'll go see if they have a gas can." I'm like, "Can you stay here and watch my car?
Can you watch my car for me?
Can you beat my car?" So at that point, like, he trusts me that I'm not some person.
Well, you know how it gets out there in O'Fallon.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, it was funny because that night, some guy, like, robbed some place and then, like, shot at police officers and then was shot and killed, like, that same night.
In O'Fallon?
I think it was it's, like, started in Wentzville and then ended somewhere else. Which, if you're not from around here, Wentzville is, like, right outside O'Fallon.
West.
Yeah. Sure. So he stays with my car. I run to get a can of gas at this gas station, pay $20 for a fucking can of gas at a gas station. I fill it up, get 2 gallons because it only is a 2-gallon gas can. In the meantime, I'm like panicking to get this done as quick as I can because I don't want to waste his time. So I run back to my car, or my dad's car, and he's still there, obviously. And he's running towards me. He's running towards me with a knife at this point. So I get over there, and I'm like, I can't figure out the gas can because it's set up so weird, and he can't either, but I think he was kind of trying to act like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, what you do is you just turn the can and
Yeah, he was like, usually you do this, and then he's like, well, I don't really know. He's like, they make these things so shitty now, or something like that. And he was like middle aged, so he wasn't like old timey cop, but he like kind of acted like he knew what he was doing. And then he's like, yeah, they make them all different. So, and I was like, yeah, I don't know, I've never done this before. And then so we finally get it set up, and then I start pouring it in. Well, of course, it's not screwed on the way, so I get gas all over my hands. So I finally get it filled up. I get in my car, and he's standing at the passenger door. It starts up. So I'm like, cool. And I'm like, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. He walks away. So then what do? I put it in drive. And guess what, Gavin? It starts rolling fucking backwards again. And so I'm like, what? And so I try it again. It's doing the same thing. Turning on, but not firing.
And then the cop comes back out and he goes, you messing with me, boy?
What's this about? You just put 2 gallons of gas in that tank, and you're telling me that this still won't start up? Are you yanking my fucking chain, mister? 'Cause I've about had it up to here. Are you looking me in the eyes? Hey, you look me in the eyes. I've had it about to here.
And then the band came in and started playing. So he walks back up, and I just go like this. I'm just like, I'm like sweating at this point. And I just go like,
listen.
That's when he grabbed me by the neck, and he was like, yo, why you? Why you better not be playing with me? He wrings my neck out. Yeah. And so I'm like sweating, and I just go like this. I'm just like, I don't know what to do. It won't start up. Now, meanwhile, my dad is still on the way at this point. And
my dad's still on his way at this point.
Don't. Yeah. Yeah. And so he's like, okay, what I'm going to do, because at this point, there was a semi-truck that had gotten off at the exit. And we all know what a semi-truck sounds like. Semi-truck comes moseying off the highway. Yeah. It had wooden tires. So he can't make the turn. Like it was ended up being like you could either go straight or you could turn left. Mm-hmm. And I was in the right turn lane. So he couldn't make the straight turn to turn right. And we all know what it sounds like. And so the cop came up and he's like, okay, so what I'm going to have to do, because we have this semi-truck here who needs to make this turn, is... and he slipped on a banana. He slipped on the gas I had poured down earlier. And... no, it's fine. I like it. It's just making this 30-minute long story even longer. And I'd like to have a chance for you to talk. Okay, so... yeah, so he's like, we're going to have to bring a tow truck to tow the car to wherever you need it to be towed, or you can have another tow truck come and take it once we get it to a safe location. So my dad gets there. He tells him the same story. Tow truck gets there. We have it towed to the mechanic shop and then we drop it off that night. Next morning, they check it, and I couldn't even tell you what was wrong with it. It was something so stupid.
Yeah, the radiator wasn't radiating.
Well, you should look at the carburetor, and the carburetor was just fucked. Sorry, I kicked this pan of nuts and bolts over. Excuse me.
So car was fine, but it was like at that point I got home at like 1 a.m. after I should have been home like an hour ago. Or an hour before that. And then we had to, like, once we got to the mechanic shop, we had to take everything out of my dad's car and put it into my car that my dad took to pick me up. And, yeah, it was just a mess. So that was the story of what happened on my way home from Kansas City. And that was what I had to do when I got home because I didn't want to wake my mom up. So me and
Even
my
though
dad
you're only
walked into
waking-
the house. It's me sneaking down to grab a midnight snack.
And then you fall down the stairs.
That didn't sound like stairs. That sounded like more like a balloon. That was me taking a bite out of a midnight sandwich. Gavin, now that my story is finally over, I'd like to give you a chance to talk. But I want to give you a chance to talk. But did you hear about Bill and Melinda Gates are getting a divorce?
I did see that. The world just needs more billionaires. That's what I always say. For just $100 million a day, you can fund this billionaire dream.
Do you or a loved one know
Suffer
a billionaire?
from billionaire-itis,
Suffer from a lot of fucking money in your bank account.
and you need to get rid of it really quickly. Divorce the wife or husband. It guarantees that they will also be a billionaire.
Well, do we have a solution for you?
I never wanted to be real.
Yeah, but
Seattle will never be the same.
it's true. I don't know why Seattle will never be the same, but it won't.
Portland will never be the same.
Portlandia.
Mhm.
But you did you actually hear about it before I put in the show doc?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't.
Zach actually sent it to me.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was just doing research for it, and like literally it just like showed up and it was like they're getting divorced, and I was like, shit, Melinda, what's up,
Shit.
baby girl?
They looked rough. I
Shit.
think it looked like they had like a confessional video where they're like, "Yep, guys, we're getting
Really?
divorced." Yeah, there's a lot of screenshots of like them sitting together, but it might just be from a different like charitable video.
I did see that, but I think that was just like a recent picture. But they both put out the same statement, which I thought was interesting.
The reason I'm bothering to do this is I keep hearing on the press Biden's going to raise your taxes. Anybody making less than $400,000 a year will not pay a single penny in taxes.
That also happened today.
Did that really?
Yes.
Was that a slip?
Nobody knows.
Of course.
That was what was on my radar today.
Nobody wants.
Nobody making under $400,000 a year will not pay
Ah.
a single penny in taxes.
Expand on that. What's this whole story about? We don't have to talk about them getting.
I
fucking
don't
divorced.
know.
really
He
don't
just
care.
said it during a press conference.
He's just so silly. He's just. When is he gonna pass? Do you think? Do you think he's gonna lie in state?
I don't know. I literally have no idea. Gavin doesn't know.
Lie in state. Will Biden die in office? Is that the funeral march?
That was the Spurs jangling.
That's the Spurs jang. Is there anything else you wanted to say about that, or is that just it? You just wanted to play that clip?
That was just a clip that came up
Oh.
on my radar today.
That's pretty funny. I didn't know where that was going, and I liked it a lot. If you made $400,000 a year, you won't have to pay a single penny in taxes.
You won't have to pay a single penny in taxes.
In Texas.
In Texas.
Texas.
Taxes.
Fuck a shit. I like that. We'll get to this part in a minute, but I like that picture of Biden holding a pack of Newports, and he says, "These smoke boys are spicy." You see that? I said
yeah,
that
yeah,
to you.
yeah.
But yeah, did you see that? Florida is open, just like Texas.
Oh, really?
Oh, you didn't see that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Governor DeSantis.
Ron DeSantis.
Ron. Oh yeah, you're right.
I know way too
Ron-
much about politics than I'd like to admit.
Oh. This just went from 0 to political in about 5 seconds.
Whoa!
But yeah, he opened up Florida. He went, let me get that open. And he opened it right up. So he opened it up, And the one thing, Gavin, I know you're not going to believe this. The one thing he made sure to put in every single tweet and to be very clear about this bill that he signed to open up the state of Florida is that he is banning all vaccine passports. And he made that very clear.
Good for him. He wants to make sure that all the old people who are in the state that aren't vaccinated can infect the old people that are vaccinated.
Vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you get vaccinated in Canada. Vaccinated.
Vaccinated.
He made that very clear.
I mean, I don't blame him.
I don't either because I agree with everything he said. Did you hear about this vaccine update today?
No, but one more thing about the
go
opening
on.
up.
Sorry.
St. Louis is actually open to 100%. A restaurant.
Yeah, I heard.
Restaurants
you say that
are
earlier.
open to 100% capacity.
Just restaurants?
Yeah, I mean, restaurants can now, because it used to be that you had to, in November, they had an order that was like, you can only, at
indoor
bars.
dining.
Yeah, no indoor dining, or you can only take out of bars.
Yeah.
And so now.
Can I get a whiskey on the rocks to go?
Yeah. We'll get a margarita to go, please.
Please.
I'm going to walk and talk with this margarita.
Yeah.
I won't be able to drink it in the car because that's illegal, but.
I will drink it and then get in the car.
Yeah, uh-huh.
I'm just not going to drink and drive.
Yeah. And I won't be drunk when I'm driving either.
Nope. I promise.
Swear
I
to God.
will not.
I will not be.
So they just opened restaurants. They open anything else?
I don't know. I don't know what the extent of it was, but I just saw that the headlines were that restaurants can open up to 100%. So you know what a lot of people did today?
What? Went out to eat?
No, they're waiting for Cinco de Mayo.
Which is tomorrow.
Which is tomorrow.
As we remember.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you went. What did you get at? Because you went out to a Mexican restaurant.
I went to El Burro Loco.
El Burro.
El Burro Loco.
I am local.
On Euclid Avenue.
In sunny St. Louis, Missouri. What'd you get there?
It was actually a sunny day in St. Louis. It was not.
It was.
It wasn't.
It was until like a couple hours ago.
Wasn't in St. Louis. It was literally sunny in St. Louis the entire time.
Fuck me in the ass.
Never. It
I'm
didn't
wrong.
rain a drop.
Whoa. Raindrop?
Yeah.
Drop top? What'd you get there? What'd you
I
get
got
at-
a burrito vaca.
What?
A burrito vaca.
A burrito? Fuck it.
Uh-huh. A barata? Fuck it.
A burrata? Fuck it.
Dude,
What's
I'm
a burrito?
sweating
Fuck
bullets
it.
over here.
I am too. We didn't mention that either. We're greased up once again. Even
Greased up
worse
and
than
ready to go.
Easter.
Oh, my God.
This is about, I wouldn't say 10 times worse than Easter, but this is pretty bad.
It's about 2 times worse.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. We're sweating. I've been sweating up here all day. I also just really quickly before I ask you what a burrito fuck it is, I don't know what's going on, but I think I'm going through a second puberty because all of a sudden I'm starting to like perspirate from my pits a lot more.
You know, it happens.
Like I like up until like I'm not even fucking making a joke right now. Up until about a week ago, like I would get sweat. I mean, my pits wouldn't sweat like that. Like anytime I'd work out, I wouldn't have pits. Do I have stains right now?
Maybe you should see your doctor.
Up here. Well, I actually am. I'm getting a doctor this Wednesday.
Oh,
Yeah.
because of the sweats?
Nope.
No, okay.
So I never had sweats in my armpit. You know, like, do you get pit sweats? Like, do you get pit stains?
No, I don't get pit stains.
I didn't.
I get swamp ass.
Well, yeah, I think everyone does. I'm speaking for myself. I never got like armpit sweats like that until like a week ago, and now all of a sudden, like, I get armpit sweats. I don't know where it came from.
That spring cleaning, baby.
That's spring creaming.
Uh-huh.
What's a burrito? Fuck it. What's in that?
Ground beef and refried beans.
And corned beef and hash.
No, it's just
Is there any
ground.
cheese on top?
Yeah, cheese on top, and it's pretty good.
Yes.
Ground beef.
Brown-
That's
brown
I
beef.
I prefer to make my burritos like soft inside and out because sometimes I'll order the wrong burrito and get like steak or like chicken bits in it and it's just really chewy and it's like I just want to eat it.
Yeah, it just depends. Yeah, I'm not a big red meat guy. Like I don't like steak that much. I do like ground beef.
Ground beef I like.
Chicken would be my go-to, but sometimes like they char it too much and then you get the charred bits and then
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
Yeah,
and it doesn't taste good. It's
Yeah.
bitter.
it's chewy.
It's bitter. Have you ever had
Have you ever had
chimichanga?
No, I haven't.
They're good, I think.
My
Yeah,
roommate
that's-
did. He ordered chimichanga, chicken chimichanga.
It looks like a It looks like a toaster strudel.
Yeah, it looks like a big toaster strudel.
Yeah, because it's like this
And
shape.
packed full of meat.
Yes.
Like it is
It's
meat-
good,
It's a
though.
meat pack. Or
Meat strudel.
It's a meat pack or.
meat fucker. But the vaccine update. So did you tell me you did or you didn't hear about the vaccine?
Did
update?
not hear about it.
So they said, and I don't know the full story of this. I was hoping that you knew more than I did. But they said that it's probably going to be impossible for the U.S. to reach herd immunity because of the fact that not enough people are getting vaccine and there's just too many variants. Like
Yep, that's
COVID's just going to be a thing that's around like the flu. Like we're
Yeah.
never going to fully get rid of it.
And actually, I don't mean to like show off my intellect here or anything like
Uh-oh.
that, but we did learn this in class where the influenza virus is actually it literally changes every year. So that's why they say go
Yeah.
get your it's
Because
not
they
like
come out with a new vaccine every year.
yeah, it's a new thing every year, and I didn't know that. I thought it was just kind of like I got the flu vaccine last year. I don't need it this year.
I think
So the way they do it
yeah.
is they use predictive models to like try and figure out where it would be in the future, where the influenza virus, because it's basically like it would be like if I'm changing someone's head and then their arms and then their legs. That's what they do. You know, like a toy where you can switch all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's what like the influenza virus does, which is just really interesting to me.
yeah.
So I didn't know that, and I'd imagine that's probably what they're going to do with the coronavirus stuff, because I'm sure that
I would
there's
assume
it's
so.
probably it's very similar.
But I just wonder what like
And also, some people still don't want to get vaccinated.
yeah, and that's the other part of it. Is just it's like the amount of people getting vaccinated has decreased like significantly.
Yeah, and also there was a report that came out today that police are also not as vaccinated as they should be, because they were one of the frontline workers that were considered like first in line, basically,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't want to go get it, and they still don't want to go get it.
That's just so
That like
fucking stupid. It's just, oh my god, I don't even know what to say anymore because just enough people are not getting it that I don't even know what to
this
say
is
about
it's
it.
from Yahoo News, where it says police officers were among the first frontline workers to gain priority access to the coronavirus vaccines, but their vaccination rates are lower than or about the same as those of the general public, according to data made available by some of the nation's largest law enforcement agencies. The reluctance of police to get the shots threatens not just their own health, but the safety of people they're responsible for guarding, monitoring, and patrolling.
Yeah. That was the other thing. So when I got pulled over back in February, the cop that came up to me kept his distance but didn't have a mask on. When this guy who was helping me out on Thursday, he didn't have a mask on either. Not that I did, but it's not necessarily my responsibility in my opinion.
In your car.
yeah, in my car when he's walking up to me.
Yeah.
And I didn't call for his fucking help. I'm just kidding. He was very nice, but he just didn't have a mask on. I was kind of like, okay.
Well, work outside.
Well, I work on the city, sunny boy, and I'm gonna walk up to you with my assless chaps.
So that's interesting to hear that cops are not getting it, but I gotta be honest. Maybe I shouldn't say it, but I'm really not surprised.
No, me neither.
Sorry to say it, but or maybe I'm not sorry. I don't fucking care. I'm not sorry.
Damn, that was annoying.
Yeah, well, not for me. But now I think we really need to, because we're at about 45 minutes and we have a big story that we need to cover that I think is something that we probably should have covered earlier, and I kind of forgot about it, if I'm being honest, until just right now. And it's probably the most important thing that's happened to us in a long time.
It
Gavin,
really is.
why don't... Well...
I'll read the
I want
headline.
you
I'll
to...
read the letter.
Well, but I want to give a backstory to how we found out about this, because you had no idea about it, but I
no,
did.
No, you knew.
Well, yeah. Why don't you read the headline first, and then we can go into the backstory of it.
So, the past couple weeks we've been getting calzones at this
Yes.
place called Sauce on the Side. Well, here's a headline from yesterday. Man charged for throwing lit Molotov at Sauce on the Side after getting fired. Yeah.
So the exact. I want to make this very clear. The exact calzone place that we went to last week and the week before just this past Friday night, a ex-worker, a disgruntled worker that worked at this calzone place, Sauce on the Side, decided he wasn't very happy about his early termination and decided, hey, fuck it, I'm going to throw a Molotov cocktail at the place. And so what happened is that the story we know so far is that he and this 26-year, he's 23, and he was with this 26-year-old girl with her.
And a 16.
Well, I want to get to that in a minute.
Oh, okay.
With this 26-year-old girl with her infant child and a 16-year-old girl, and in the back. And what they did, or what he did, I guess, is there's the street, which is near me. I'm not going to say the name of it because I don't know how close it is to me. But he went to he was on that street and tested one out, and it went in someone's yard and caught their lawn on fire. And he tested it out there and then went to Sauce on the Side and threw one at the front of the building when there's people outside eating. Luckily, no one was seriously injured. There was one, I don't know if it's a man or a woman that did get burned, but minor burns. But still, people are lucky they didn't get more hurt. But then, Gavin, do you want to take the story from there? Do you know what happens from there, or do you want me to continue with the story? I feel like I've completely dominated this episode.
So about 5 minutes, this is from the direct article. About
Yeah.
5 minutes later, police got a report about the Elantra, the car that he was driving, crashing at. Okay, this is what it says: the Bass Pro Shop at North. Yeah, the Bass Pro Shop in St. Charles. He then resisted arrest, and officers had to mace him to get him into custody. Unfortunately, 2 officers suffered minor injuries to their hands trying to arrest him.
So this is the part that they don't say in the article that my dad told me. So I'm assuming it's true. I don't know where he heard it from if they're not putting about it in any articles. But what he had heard is that when this happened at the calzone place, Sauce on the Side, somebody who was there that saw it happen got in their car and chased after him, and that's why he crashed, is because somebody was chasing after him, and I guess he freaked out and crashed the car near Bass Pro, which is right across from.
Yeah, right near there.
Yeah, and then that's when the cops showed up really quickly and apprehended the young man and the 16-year-old girl, but for some reason not the 26-year-old woman with the infant.
This is where it was.
Yeah, and where am I?
Here. Seriously, we're here.
Hold on, I'm trying to see if I can see exactly where we are.
So
Where's my street? It should be right there. And where is it again? Zoom out a little bit. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is close. I knew it was close, but I didn't know exactly where it was. Yeah. Okay, so I think I know. I have a feeling I know where that is.
Yeah.
Is that this way or
that way?
That way? Okay, yeah. I have a pretty good feeling I know where that is. But yeah, so he was having a not great day and just decided that he wanted to make things a little bit hot. And what was the joke you said? That you said that he didn't like that they didn't put the sauce in the calzones. Is that what you said at first?
I said. I said. Probably because their calzones don't have sauce in them, a true disgrace to Italian subculture.
And he, of course, was Italian.
No, he was not Italian.
He's not Italian. I just want to know.
I wonder where he learned how to make a Molotov. I wonder how that.
I don't know. It's definitely probably not on YouTube or anything. I want to know why he chose Molotov cocktails, though. That's what I'm interested in knowing.
He wanted to pull the famous Donald Trump line. You're fired.
Oh. But that's the biggest story that's happened in our local news recently. But
Yep.
it's just funny because it's the third week in a row we talked about this calzone place. Even though we didn't get it this week, it just happens to be in the
Yeah.
news.
Yeah.
And Gavin and I were discussing that we discuss things in threes, like the Lil Nas X shoe.
Yep. Lil Nas of 3, leave him be.
Leave them be, Little Nas
Nas
of
of
3. Thank you.
Oh, when was I supposed to stop?
What?
When was I supposed to stop copying you?
Whenever you wanted to. Okay, everybody. Now it's time for pizza
The
party. Are you tired?
But
For real. Are you tired?
no,
You seem tired. You're not
I'm
saying
sweaty
much.
as fuck. I'm so.
Does that keep your
I
lips
am
shut?
hot as fuck.
That's certainly not the one I meant to play.
All right.
Oh, my parents are asleep, Gavin. You motherfucker. Yeah, it's a little hot up in here. I could do a couple more hours if you're down for it. Gavin, did you want to explain the shirt you're wearing today?
Yeah, so last week, Carson wanted to start some beef with a major resale chain known as Round 2.
You can go check that episode out.
Yeah, go check that last
No,
episode out, and
I
you can
didn't
find
start
you can
beef, I swear.
you can learn the whole story about it. And actually, our mutual friend Tanner said that you have beef with him, and that he needs to talk to you about that.
He said that to you?
Mm-hmm.
Why does nobody say anything to me? I don't understand this.
You're just not cool
He
enough.
said that to you, or he said that
Yeah.
on the It Takes All Kinds thing?
No, he said it to me.
Oh, well, maybe it was because of what you said on your story.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so never mind. Love you, Tanner, but even though you're probably not listening to this, next podcast, just tell him Tanner wants. Oh, okay. Never mind. That makes sense now. Okay, that makes more sense. I get it now.
Yeah, so you have beef with him.
I do, or I did.
Did.
There's video evidence of that too.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's really fun. That's a topic for another day.
Well, anyway, so
What were
I
we-
wanted to
Oh, yeah,
I wanted
yeah.
to bring my own side of the story here. The way that I saw it.
Your own beef.
Yeah. Carson gave me this shirt under false pretenses. He told me that this was a legitimate Supreme Comme des Garçons collab.
Oh.
He told me this. And I bought it for free from him for free. And he gave it to me for free. And now it's really comfortable, and I really do like it for free.
You're a damn liar, man. You know I told you that was fake from the get-go. You really think I'd be that stupid to give you a real box logo?
Get a load of this guy.
You believe this guy? Huh?
Huh?
Happy birthday, Gavin.
So basically, Carson, if you follow his vintage account, Round 2 Vintage.
That is my account.
Yeah, that's
thank
his
you.
account. You should send him a lot of hate.
Yes. Tell me how much I give fake things away.
out. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Let's do what. Let's do what you listen to and get the fuck out of here, huh?
All right.
Gavin, what are you listening to this week, or do you want me to go first?
I've got it this week. So
everybody.
So this week I listened to a classic in my library. It's all the songs in this have been such a staple in my library since middle school, and so much so that my dad knows I like them a lot. And it is AM by the Arctic Monkeys, released in 2013. It's almost the exact length from my drive here to school. So
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, so it's literally almost exactly the exact.
Were you listening to that on the way here?
I listened to it on the way back to school I ran out of data last week whenever I came home to pick up my car. So I downloaded it
There
while I
we
was at
go.
home and then listened to it as I drove the car back out to
That's
school.
smart.
So,
Is that your foot?
yes.
I thought that was like an animal.
I will say that after listening to the album, I think almost 3 times through, I can tell you that some of the songs sound almost exactly the same, or they have the same kind of feel to them.
That's a popular album.
Yeah, it's a really
right?
popular
I
album.
recognize the
Yeah.
cover, and
Yeah, a
what's
lot
a
of-
song off there that I would know?
Do I want to know?
I'm sure if I heard, just play like a second of it, I'm sure I'll
Do
know
I
it.
want to know
I'd have
if
to hear
this
it.
feeling flows both ways? Sad to see it go.
I'm sure if I heard it, so I would know it.
That was it.
Was that the one that goes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one, yeah. And then another one that you might know is no, never mind.
All right.
Arabella, Are You Mine?
That sounds familiar. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Not.
Yeah, it's not a bad album. It's just a couple of the songs sound really similar.
Yeah.
And also, I'm just super familiar with the songs, so I know almost
sure.
every word to them.
When did that album come out? Like 2013.
2013, yeah.
Oh shit.
So it's it's been out for about 8 years now.
Shoot, that's just gonna. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, I wish that the album was, I think, shaped a little bit differently. I wish that Do I Want to Know was more of the middle song, and then it started out with slower song, or it went slow, and then it's it needs a
It needs to be more.
it needs like a
rounded.
bell
It's
curve.
kind of a mess.
Yeah, it's literally like, in my head it goes good, okay, good. It goes, Do I Want to Know, Are You Mine, One for the Road, Arabella, I Want It All, Number One Party Anthem, Mad Sounds, Fireside, Why'd You Only Call Me When You're High, Snap Out of It, Knee Socks, and I Want to Be Yours. And it literally goes like good, okay, good, okay, good, okay, good, okay, good.
Is it an album that should be listened to like front to back, or is it?
No, it's
not?
definitely one
Okay.
that you can pick and choose what
Yeah,
songs you want to hit.
yeah.
I think I don't know much about the production of this album, but I think that a couple of songs, like I said, they have the same kind of like feel to them, where I think like Arabella and I think Are You Mine have very, very similar feels to them in my
Yeah,
head,
like
because
playing in my head.
yeah,
From what I know, it sounds
the
the same.
ending. It's like they ran out of like. Usually it goes like ABA and then like or ABA chorus. It's like after the bridge and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It just the songs sound exactly the same almost every single time.
Mhm.
But I think it was a great album of its time, and I still think it's pretty good. Still pretty
Yeah.
good. Don't listen to it front to back like I did, because honestly it feels like it's on shuffle. And then I listened to it. Yeah, it felt like it was on shuffle, and then I was like, wait, this is not on shuffle? Like, seriously?
Yeah.
I mean, I know all the lyrics, and the lyrics still don't make sense to me. So, yeah, it's a really good album. I recommend it. I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. It's still really good to me.
It's not bad.
There's a lot of singles, and I listen to most of the songs as singles just in my playlist. And I think a lot of people have at least one of these songs in their playlist
Probably.
at some point. I'm sure this is probably one of the most playlist albums of all time.
Yeah.
Because there's you even have slower ones like Number One Party Anthem, Mad Sounds, I Want to Be Yours are all like slower songs, and I'm sure those are kind of like feel atmospheric, kind of like they have an atmosphere to them of like sweaty party
Okay.
and like sweaty after party.
Okay. Now, what I was gonna ask is Arctic Monkeys, are they still together?
So I'm not sure. The last album they released was Tranquility Base Casino and Hotel back in 2018, I think 2017. It's
Okay.
it's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
Hold on, I'll look.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've heard of them, but they were never a band.
2018, sorry, 2018. And it was mainly a Alex Turner, which is their lead singer, driven album. He was gifted a piano by their producer or something like that. and like wrote all of these songs
Okay.
based off of the piano, and it very much seems like they were written on a piano and then they put the band behind it,
Yeah.
and it was very Alex Turner.
Okay.
And I think that I think that they were also just kind of more focused on his other project called The Last Shadow Puppets, which is also has
Okay.
really good album, really good singles, not very good fillers.
Oof.
They have some really good songs, really good,
Yeah.
really well written, really well composed.
But the fillers are very.
But
fillers.
the fillers are bad.
Yeah.
And so that was just so their newest, I guess technically their newest album is 2018, but I don't think they're kind of on hiatus, kind of.
Okay.
I don't really know the story behind it really, but
Yeah.
he has one of their band members in The Last Shadow Puppets, and I'm sure that probably makes kind of a little divide between
Yeah. It just
the
depends.
band members. So
Because there's certain bands that
they just kind
that
of
I
fell
know of
apart.
that do the
just-
same
they're-
thing.
It's definitely both of these albums were a lot different than Younger,
yeah.
in my opinion. They
No, I'm
were
sure.
very like Brit pop.
Are they older people? Like, are they older? Or are they like young guys? Because I don't know, but I guess like just the singer's sound makes
Yeah,
them sound older.
Yeah, in my head, I always think of them as younger,
Oh, okay.
but they're 35. Like,
Have you ever seen them live?
No,
Oh,
I really should have.
yeah.
I remember like a big group of girls went.
Yeah.
I remember that in middle school, and I should have went.
That sounds about right.
But Alex Turner's 35,
Whew. That's not
which is
bad,
almost
but
the
it's
same
older.
age as my favorite
Your
band.
dad.
No, which is almost as old as my favorite band members of Dan Auerbach and Patrick Carney of the Black Keys.
How old are they? I thought they were like 40.
He is, Dan Auerbach is only 41. So it's
Wow.
like literally a
That's a
6-year
little bit.
difference between those two, which is nuts.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's super weird.
And I think of Alex Turner as a lot younger. He just looks younger.
Okay. I have no idea what he looks like, so I couldn't tell you anything.
But
About
yeah,
it.
I was just one of those classic albums, and I was just kind of like, you know what? I'm going to go back to this one. And I
Yeah.
listened through it front to back. I
do that a
don't
lot.
recommend doing that. Just listen to the songs you want to listen on.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, a lot of my albums, I try to get newer stuff in, but a lot of the times I'm listening to things I've heard a bunch of times before. So sometimes I might suggest stuff that I've heard a lot, or I don't, just like you're doing. Is that all you wanted to say about that, you son of a?
Yes, that was all I had to say about AM.
What song would you recommend I listen to?
Number one party anthem on there
Okay.
is like that was one that me and actually Jake M. Oh,
Why don't you just say his name?
I don't know.
Oh.
Jake Mosher. Jake, if you're watching this, me and you bonded over that.
You
in
think
high
we
school.
have beef or something?
No, I just wasn't sure if he was comfortable. He has his own podcast, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, so go check him out.
It's called...
I'm pretty sure he does.
He does. I'm just trying to remember the name of it. It's like
I just don't see him promoted all the time.
something about something with cube in it. I think it has something with cube. Content Cube.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Yeah, Content Cube. Yeah, shout out Jake Mosher.
Yeah. But that was one that me and Jake bonded over during the Disney trip.
Okay.
junior year.
I saw you. Yeah, I remember you tweeted
sophomore
about
year.
that.
Yeah. So that was one that
Was that through what class was that through?
band. It was like band, choir, orchestra.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm not a fucking.
There were only like 3 band members that went. So.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, so I was
listen
singing
to
that. I was singing that song, and that was one song that we really bonded over, and I would recommend listening to it. It's just one I would sing out loud. It's just one I sing out loud, and I really enjoy singing it.
Yeah. I'll have to
So-
listen to that song because I can almost guarantee I have not heard it. So Gavin, I mentioned earlier that my album or what I'm listening to this week has to do with one of the posters I got in an antique store, and that is I guess it's technically considered a soundtrack because there are songs on it that are okay. So it's a live. Okay, let me just say what it is. It's a soundtrack from the movie called The Last Waltz, which is a Martin Scorsese movie. Sorry, I saw that fucking smirk, you son of a bitch. Keep your mouth shut. I don't want to hear it. because this isn't like oh, Martin Scorsese, hey, well, hey, Adrian. That was Rocky, which is not a Martin Scorsese movie. It's from The Last Waltz, which is a Martin Scorsese documentary, Gavin,
Oh, I know you're going with
about
this.
the final show, the last show of the band. It's a documentary about their technically final show. At least as that lineup, they did a couple reunion shows, but technically that was like after this we're splitting up and that's it. So I had listened to this album a while ago when I first found out about the band. I'd say that as if they're not a band from the 60s or anything, but I never heard of them because nobody in my family had listened to them, and because they're kind of more country rock, and we don't really. My brother and dad, who are into kind of classic rock, didn't really listen to that kind of stuff. Where is my necklace at? Oh, it's right here. I couldn't find it. So I had listened to that because somebody I know, who's an older gentleman, actually went to that concert back in the movie came out in 78. I don't know if the concert was the year before or if it was the same year. I'm assuming it was probably sometime in the 70s. I don't know when. But he actually went to that show, and that's how I found out about it. I'd known about the band, but I had no idea about this documentary about that final show of the band. And I had no idea it was fucking directed by Martin Scorsese, who was like there probably coked out of his mind directing this documentary about this concert. And so why I say it's technically a soundtrack is because there are some songs that are like in the movie. Apparently, I've never seen the movie. Let me make that very clear. I want to see the movie, but it's probably hard to find anywhere. But there are songs that are kind of like the intro and then probably like outro and other stuff. But the rest of it is like them playing the songs on stage. And so it's a mix between like some soundtrack scored music and then like the other like 90% of it is a live album. And I listened to that a while ago, like probably more than a year ago, or probably a year ago. And at an antique mall, I found what I at first thought was an original movie poster for the movie from 78, but I ended up finding out that it's from a remastered version of the movie and when the soundtrack came out for the first time from 2002. So it's still older and it still is an official movie poster. It's just not from the 70s. And so I'd found that I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this album, even though I haven't seen the movie, but I love this album. I've seen I've pretty much seen the movie because I've seen every single like live song that they've done on YouTube. And so I got that, and then like that night I was like, oh, I'm gonna listen to this album on the ride home because I had like 3 or 4 hours to get home. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so I listened to it, and it's the live show. First of all, the band is great to begin with, but I think for whatever reason, I think these live songs, a lot of them sound better than their actual album versions of the songs. But what's crazy about
they had to go out with a bang.
Even though they're Canadian. Did a British accent for a Canadian band.
Hey, they just had to go out with a bang.
But you know who was there? Ringo.
Oh, Ringo.
Because it was just the band playing their songs, but they had a ton of guest musicians come out and play with them, such as Neil Young, Joni Mitchell, Ringo Starr, Van Morrison.
Of Van Morrison fame.
Of the Van. Stan the Van Man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm blank. Oh, Bob Dylan. And so they would have them come out and be like, "Here next up, you'll know this guy," and then everybody start cheering, and it's Bob Dylan.
Hey, you guys don't know this guy.
Hey, you guys will know this guy, eh? That's not even Canadian at all.
Just want to make sure that everybody knows this is Ringo Starr. Eh?
This is our friend Bobby Dylan. So it's just like this insane like star-studded cast of people, and even like some like people like Muddy Waters
So they really,
Or wait, yeah,
they really
right,
caught
Waters?
lightning in a bottle here.
Pretty much.
In
Do you know who Muddy
1970.
Waters is? Like the classic. You don't know who Muddy Waters is? The classic blues musician?
No.
Do you know who Dr. John is?
No.
The pianist?
Mm-mm.
So they brought out a lot of classic blues musicians.
And
who were
nobody in
like,
the crowd knew either.
No, they knew him. They went crazy. They went nuts,
They could have said anybody and they would have went nuts.
probably. And who even knows if it's like actually them going crazy about it? But I'd read up about this show, and one of the things they said is that so when you watch Neil,
Dizzy Gillespie.
no, he wasn't there. When you watch Neil Young come out, he's very much like this.
Just yakking it up.
No, he's not talking. He's just
Yeah, I know. That's why he's just, just taking it in.
he's just smiling. He keeps doing this. And I ended up reading up that he was like super coked out to the point where when he came out, there was still like trails of coke under his nose. And so what they did in post for the movie is they like color corrected it out so you can't see it. But he is very obviously super high because he keeps going like. And at one point, like, they're doing this song. It's called "Helpless," which is one of the songs I'm gonna recommend. They're doing this song, and it's like the stage is like super compact. Like, there's no room for all these people.
Yeah,
Because they
that's
have-
just the 70s, baby.
They have their drummer, who's also one of their singers, or who is pretty much their main singer, Levon Helm, who's amazing. He's an amazing drummer and singer. And then they have Robbie Robertson, who's their guitar player, whoever their bass player is. I don't know what the fuck his name is. A piano player, and then also a synth player. So it's like all these people are like stacked like super close together. But like when they had, because a lot of times they would have like Neil Young and Joni Mitchell and Ringo Starr come out and do a song all together with them. And so sometimes it was really compact, but this time it was just the band and Neil Young. And Neil Young got his own microphone with his little like harmonica thing and his guitar.
Harmonica, Marcana, harness.
Mark Hanukkah. Mark Hanukkah.
Marcana.
So he had his own microphone to play this song, but for whatever reason, and then Robbie Robertson and the bass player had to share a microphone to do the backup vocals. And so what does Neil Young do? Well, he sees them sharing a microphone and he wants to join in. So then he goes from his microphone to theirs. So all three of them are like this close together singing in this one microphone. And they're all kind of like, they would like sing their lyrics and like pull their head back really quickly because I'm sure his breath probably stank. Yeah. And he just looks like a stinky, stinky boy.
What? Neil
So-
Young?
I just thought that was really funny. I still want to see the movie really badly, but the album is fantastic.
You have to go and watch it on film.
You have to buy the original 60 millimeter film spool from Martin Scorsese himself. So the two songs I would recommend is "Helpless," which has Neil Young in it, and he's not a very good singer. He's not that good.
You don't like Neil Young?
I don't think I could tell you a Neil Young song, but he's just not a good singer. Maybe he's just not a good live singer. And then the second song I would recommend, which is my favorite, and I love this song, it's so good, is why can't I find it all of a sudden even though I know the name of it? Why I want to find where it is. Shoot. It's called "The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down." It's a super fucking good song. And Gavin, we've talked about the band before, and I think you would like those two songs. Especially "The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down." It's beautiful. And they have like a live like orchestra doing some stuff. Yeah, it's just a super good album. Watch some of the live stuff if you want to, because it's fun. It's just fun to watch people from the 70s be weird and be high out of their GD mind. And yeah, that's my suggestion of the week. Gavin, gotta be honest with you, didn't listen to the Whiplash soundtrack.
No, we listened to it.
Oh yeah, we did. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, fuck. Well, shit in my ass. And what was my suggestion? Oh, I just suggested the band "See You Space Cowboy," which we listened to, and I don't think you really care for it. Okay,
No, I
"See You Space Cowboy." I see you, cowboy. So that's it for this week. Sorry, guys. It's real fucking hot up here, and I think it's really getting...
Second to last episode in this office.
Second to last episode ever.
No, in this office.
In this hot sauna of an office. Maybe next week we'll do like a sauna bit. We can have like towels and stuff around our necks.
That would, honestly, I'd be okay with that.
Okay, we'll do it.
If it's,
Put our
it
skimmies
might
on.
be, honestly, might be nicer next week.
It might be. I can check right now, but it's probably not going to stay that way. I think it's supposed to rain. Yeah, it looks like it probably will be high as 66 that day.
Yeah, see?
So, thank you guys for listening. Sorry we're hot. Sorry we're so fucking hot.
Yeah.
Well, Gavin, let's get out of here. Let's get you home or back to school or wherever you're going now, and let's get me to bed. Gavin, it was so great recording with you this week, and I'm so glad you're done with school.
Let's go.
Gavin, congrats on being done with school.
Let's go.
Hey, Gavin. Congrats on being done with school for the semester.
Thanks.
What are you going to do this summer? Are you going to go to camp?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going to go camp? Bible school?
Mm-hmm.
Vacation Bible school?
Uh-huh.
Yes. All right, guys.
Goodbye, bye.